I'll have to see. How he responds to getting out there today. But it was great to have him out there.
And what have you learned, you think, in his absence about the way that Joe calls games, some of the skill guys, maybe even the offense altogether, without having a guy in the lineup like that, still finding a way to make it work?
I think we have a good, complete offense. I think Mike's played great. I think Teddy has led the offense at a high level. I think Joe and his staff come up with a great plan. I think we have some real receiving targets on the outside. Our offensive line, no matter who's been in there, has done a great job. And I think Joe's got a great feel for calling games.
Let's go to David Newton and then Joe Person.
Hey, Matt, along the lines of Christian, can you tell us how much work he was able to do and how he looked doing it?
I'm not going to get into, practice and all those things. I think he, I will say, I think he looks good. He looks like he's moving around great. So just, we'll let the medical people and him, and just determine, how much he can do or when he can, go out and play in a game. But I thought he looked good, and it was good to have him out there.
Matt, how much does the short week sort of complicate things, if that's, I'm not sure that's the right word, affect or impact his status? And then secondly, then this is a decision and a discussion you have with every injured player, but is it a little more, is it take on more importance with a guy like McCaffrey, and especially one like McCaffrey who seems so in tune with his body?
I think we take the same approach with every player. I don't want guys putting their careers in jeopardy. The reality is, once the season starts, you're never going to be 100%. Guys have to battle through things, but at the same time, we don't want to bring anybody back too soon. That being said, I think it differs by position. I think an O lineman, a D lineman can deal with some different injuries. I think when you're talking about a running back, who obviously makes their living running, cutting, producing power, you have to make sure that they have, that they have all those skill sets available to them. So that's been our approach with him, but also our approach with Reggie. As Reggie comes back from the same injury, just making sure that when they go out there, they have all their skills that they need to go out and play at a really high level. In terms of this week, I think from any injury, every day is crucial. The more time you have, the more important it is, the better chance you have of playing. That being said, we're playing on Thursday night, and, for our whole team, whoever can go is going to go, and whoever can't, we'll trust their backups.
Go to Mike Solarte and then Jason Huber.
Coach, just for clarification, and maybe Bruce can help you with this, because I know you don't have the rules in front of you, but the starting of the 21-day clock, does he therefore not get an injury designation today because he's in that 3-week window?
Yes.
Okay. And then to follow that up, you guys have lost a couple in a row, a couple of games that you were in, as opposed to what Atlanta's gone through. When you talk about confidence and going into a game like you have on Thursday, is this an opportunity maybe for you guys, knowing that you've played pretty well, even though you didn't get the results? You may feel like you've got a little more confidence on your side than a group like Atlanta, who suffered through another late come from behind loss that they went through with Detroit.
For me, I only worry about us. We played Atlanta once already this year. We know what we're up against. We know the type of team that they are. We know the way that they play. And so we know it'll be an absolute battle. I think for us, confidence wise, we've won 3 games, and in those 3 games we had double-digit leads, and we were able to win the game. We didn't quite put it away the way we want. We've had 4 losses, and in 3 of those losses, we had the ball at the end of the game with a chance to go, as I say, take the last shot. So I think we should feel really confident about who we are as a team, because we go out there and we battle, and we have a chance to be in every game. I think we're a fun team to be around. The games are fun. They come down to the end. what we're trying to do is trying to get, all of us to just get a little bit better. It's difficult on a short week. I think these short weeks, they really test who you are as a team and who you are as individuals, because you've got to, strap it back up, when you're not, normally guys are starting to feel good by Wednesday, Thursday, and they have to go strap it back up and go play. So, but in terms of confidence, I think we're a confident group. We believe that when we play well, we're going to have a chance to win games.
Hey, Matt, just want to ask you, so how confident, or how much confidence have you seen kind of grow with Brian Burns these last few weeks? And following up on that, how do you guys, we asked him yesterday, and he said it's something that, you'll be working on this week with a lot more double teams coming towards him now. And kind of that's something that's starting to take place.
Yeah, I mean, he's a tremendous pass rusher. So when you're a great pass rusher, they're going to chip you, they're going to nudge you, they're going to double you, they're going to slide to you. That's the life of being one of those guys. So as Brian makes this the journey to being the best that he can be, he's going to has to understand that you don't get to sneak up on anybody. You get everyone's best, and you get 2-on-1s in passing situations. And so that opens up things for other guys, and B, you still have to find a way to win. And I like his approach to that. He's finding a way to work at that. And I've been very pleased with his play. As I said yesterday, the challenge for him is to become a consistent all-around player that plays at a really, really high level for long stretches. And he's working hard to do that.
Let's go to Miles Simmons and then Elena Getzenberg.
Hey, Matt, this is sort of off topic, but since training camp, noticed that Taylor Moton has spiked the ball when you guys get into the end zone on offense. And it's something that we asked Teddy Bridgewater about yesterday, and he said that it's kind of about acknowledging the fact that everybody has a hand in scoring. Just what do you think about that approach to things, and the way that those guys like to celebrate one another in success like that?
I'm probably an old school hand the ball to the official type of person. That being said, when we celebrate, as long as we celebrate together, I'm all in. When the defense picks the ball off or gets a turnover and they go and they huddle up and take a picture together, when a guy scores and hands the ball to an offensive lineman and he spikes it, when guys celebrate, I want us to have joy, but the most important thing I want us to do is be a team. And so having joy and celebrating together is really the key. And so I think it's pretty cool to recognize the fact that the offensive line is a major part of any success that we have. And I think Teddy said it really well.
Hey, Matt, I just wanted to clarify. I have two questions. First, I want to clarify. It looked like Eli left practice early. Was that did anything occur during practice for him?
No, he just didn't feel like he could go. So we sent him inside for treatment. Some of our guys, sometimes it's better just to have guys inside, getting treatment and trying to get them as close as possible.
Yeah. And I was just curious with Dante, he played most of the game Sunday, and he's not showing up on the injury report anymore. What did you see from him Sunday? And are you pretty confident with where he's at right now? Yeah, I'm seeing his toughness shine through, that he's playing, through something. And I think, he's experimented a lot with different shoes and different things that they're doing to make sure that he has the best chance possible of not tweaking that. So I think that's been a major part of it, as well as, Donnie Toner and Kevin King and his people, his shoe people, all working together to get him the best chance of not just kind of rejamming that toe, every time he plays.
All right, let's go to Josh Klein and then Phil Orban.
Hey, Matt. I know that Trent Scott played a little bit of guard for you on Sunday, and he's played left tackle in the past. With Russell and John both kind of questionable right now, where do you think that Trent Scott fills in best for you if you had kind of your choice of where you could put him? And do you would you expect him to kind of rotate in with either Dennis or Greg if both John and Russell miss time?
Really, I think he helps us at both. during that stretch, going out to LA and then playing Arizona, I thought he did a good job at left tackle. He comes over, this week, and all of a sudden he's got to kick over to right guard, and does it, even though he was out all week. I love him inside because I think he's a big, powerful man that can move people. But one thing about Trent Scott is he's a football guy. He's in here, every morning at 6. He loves the game, and so he's so unbelievably valuable to any football team, but especially in this year with COVID and all the protocols and things like that, restrictions that we're under, because he can pretty much back up any position.
Just one quick follow-up on Greg Little. I know last year when he was available, he did almost all of his reps at left tackle. Have you guys thought about moving him around maybe in practice just to see if he can produce at other spots?
Like you're talking about, like right now, or in training camp?
Either one, really.
Yeah, in training camp, he played a little bit on the right side, but it was mainly a left tackle. And since he's gone into play, I mean, I've been really happy with his play and his development. So I think he's one of those young players that played last year, in a different system, and now all of a sudden Pat comes in, he's teaching things a different way, and Greg was a little bit limited early in camp with that injury. So I think he's had to get comfortable doing it our way, doing it a new way, and I think he's gotten really comfortable. So could he kick over to right tackle? Yeah, he could kick over. But to me, he's playing really well at left tackle when he has a chance to play.
Hey, Matt, you mentioned having the final shot in 3 of those losses. Understanding there are no moral victories, when you have a young team, you're in year 1, and you put them through a little adversity, what can you take from losses like that?
Well, I think it's the same in wins and losses. I think like there's truth, there's good things and there's bad things that happen in every game. And what we all have a tendency to do is when we win, we ignore the bad stuff. And when we lose, we ignore the good stuff, right? We get emotional and we're happy and we just glaze over the things that are going to eventually cause us to lose. And what we try to do is just try to find the truth. When we win, I always tell our guys, don't wait for the house to burn down to see if the smoke detectors have batteries. Like, you got to check those things, but you have to find the problems before there's a big problem. And then you also have to find the positives even when you lose. Doesn't mean you're accepting losing. There's not one part of that means you're accepting it. It just means you're looking at the way that we play, the details, the standards, how hard we play. And we're saying, hey, this is good, this is bad, this needs improved, and just working on those things. And so, a week ago we lost, 2 weeks ago we lost a game where we did about everything you can do wrong and still had the ball with a chance to go tie it up at the end. And then, this past week, we played a veteran team on the road. We battled back and forth, and we gave up third downs at a level we don't want to. We missed some opportunities to score touchdowns, and yet at the same time we still have the ball at the end. And so the message is very simply, you're a good team that's getting better every week. Just keep getting better. And then B, understand that these games are going to come down to the end and enjoy that. And, you have to go make big plays at crucial times, but you also have to understand that none of us really know when the play that wins the game is going to happen. So you have to go out every play and not take a play for granted. And so I just think there's a lot of great lessons there. We have a lot of really young players, and if they can learn that, a lot of them are just trying to figure out, hey, A, can I play in the NFL? And then B, can we, now that they start seeing like, hey, I can play in the NFL, and hey, we're going to win. Like we're in all these games. We're winning some we're just a little bit away from. Hey, let's just get a little bit better. When you have that mentality, you start to control your own destiny. You don't think it's all this other stuff, and you get better and better and better. That's all I want, is for us to try to get better each week. And make some of those last shots and win the game.
Let's go to Joe Person and then Jonathan Alexander.
Hey, Matt, we saw Christian come out initially today in a red jersey. Was there some question, kind of as y'all were making an 11th hour decision type deal? And then also, if it's not this week with him, do you think it would be next week?
I'm not going to be able to say hypothetically, like I said, I'm hopeful. I want to win, today. So I'm hopeful that it's today, but it won't be. The only thing I say is it won't be a minute too early. We'll be smart. And then at the beginning of practice, we let them know, hey, we're pulling the trigger on this thing. And to be quite honest, his black jersey wasn't in his locker, so sometimes the communication isn't what it is. So then he came out with no jersey, and so it was just one of those kind of things.
Hey Matt, hope you're doing well. If I guess Eli dealt with that hamstring. If he can't go Thursday, how might you handle that backup situation behind Pride and Jackson, especially with Jackson's toe?
Yeah, I think Dante's back to full strength, but as you said, I mean, something could always happen to any of these guys. I think we would turn to Corn, we would turn to Stanley, we would turn to those guys and play them.
All right, guys, we only have time for 2 more, so let's go to Skylar Callahan and then finish with Mike Solarte.
Hey, Matt, forgive me if you've been asked this before, but we've heard you and several of the players talk about just trying to get 1% better every single day, whether it's practice game or whatever. Where did you kind of pick that phrase up, and how important do you think it is that these guys use that not only during the winning streaks, but the losing, or not during just the losing streaks, but whenever you go through a 3-game win streak as well?
Where I first heard it, I don't know. I think it was the book Legacy, which is the story of the All Blacks, and I think that's I think that's where I first heard that. Just their mindset, their mind frame is, everyone always has opinions on what the team should do. When you're on the team, coaches, players, everybody. And my mindset is always the best way to improve the team is to improve yourself. And if you can go out and get 1% better every day, then you wake up and in a week you're 7% better. And the math probably doesn't necessarily work that way, but it's a way of life, right? To control the things that you can control, and not just control them, but excel at the things that you can control. And part of that is very deliberate practice. Guys having a plan. In training camp, we'd ask guys like, "Hey, what are you working on today?" Sometimes guys can just go through the motions, and so they're practicing, but they're not getting better. And what we want is we want guys to say, "Hey, I need to work on this. Hey, I need to work on that." The ability to be self-critical is one of the greatest traits in a football player. And when guys are confident, they're not defensive. They go out there and say, hey, what do I need to work on? I think I need to work on this. They come up with a plan for it. And, so it's just a way of life. And it's the same thing with the coaches. I want the coaches to be, really critical, really self-evaluate when we win and when we lose. And as you said, the truth is there, whether you win or whether you lose. The key is to get better. No football team is the same from September to October to November to December. I mean, the teams get better and better and better, or they don't. And so we want to be a team that every year gets better and better and better.
Coach, back to Christian. I know that you're waiting to hear from the doctors and the trainers and see how his pain is after working out today, and you're going through the steps. But has Christian been chirping at you, saying, "I'm ready. Let me out there. Let me go"? I mean, doing all the things that he wants to do. If he feels that way, I mean, what's that been like dealing with him? If he's been that kind of guy, or what's he been like in all this?
I mean, Christian's a very even keel, poised, process guy. I mean, he knows that there's steps that you have to take to get where you want to be. And so he's just, I think he was excited and exhilarated to be out there today, to be out there with his teammates, to have a chance to practice. But, I think, I know he wants to play, but I also know he's a process guy and understands that we can't shortcut the process.
All right, guys, we got to let him go. Coach, we appreciate you.
All right. Thanks now.
Yet, so if someone wants to start us off, the first one, go for it.
Hey Curtis, Jason Huber with WFNZ. Hope you're doing well. It's kind of same the last few weeks. Your productions, it's a lot of it's been on third down now. A lot of kind of going around Mr. Third Down. What's kind of been the key for you to have that success lately in that role?
Really, my mindset is, whenever the play is called, no matter first, second, or third down, it just so happen to be third down. My job is to go out there and make plays. Whether the team playing man, playing zone, my job is to make plays. How I get involved in the offense is by getting open. Giving the quarterback another outlet. So I just try to keep winning and keep the drive going.
All right, let's go to Mike Solarte and then David Newton.
Curtis, just a couple for you. Are you upset that maybe your reps at running back may dwindle with Christian showing back up at practice today?
I'm not worried about that at all. My job is to win games. We're excited to have Christian back. So whatever the role is, moving forward from here, that's down the line thinking. Nobody really thinking about that. Whenever I touch the ball, however I touch the ball, I'm gonna make something happen.
And the quick turnaround with playing on Sunday, playing on Thursday, it always seems like it's never a fun prospect or proposition for players, but that's the way the schedule is. How do you guys feel the offense is feeling after what you guys did in New Orleans, and can you kind of improve that, take it up a step this weekend, or this Thursday, I should say?
Oh yeah, definitely with a short week, it's all mental, just understanding assignments, to the smallest details, just understanding everything that you have to do. You're not gonna get too many actual game reps, because it's a short week. But if you just got to be keyed in, staying in notes, stay in the book, understand every important thing that's going on the field, not even your own job, but understanding the whole concept of the offense. That's what allows you to, to understand if the ball come to me, what I got to do to get somebody else open, really study the book on a short week.
Hey, Curtis, hope you're doing well. How did Christian look out there to you today, and what's he bring to this offense that maybe – I know you guys are doing well offensively with him going, but having him back, what does that add back to this offense?
I'm not going to go into no scouting report, giving out some notes. It's just another weapon. It's no such thing as too many playmakers out there on the field. You give teams so many options of who's getting the ball here, who's going here. It's just so many outlets. So it's never it's no such thing as having too many options, too many playmakers on offense. So it's a good thing for us.
Let's go to Joe Person and then Miles Simmons.
Hey, Curtis, Mike Davis just tweeted out that it was good to see C-Mac back out there today. And I mean, following up on what you just said, I mean, obviously good to have as many playmakers as you can, but is that especially the case when one of them is an all-pro running back and flex guy?
Absolutely. In this team, it's not about – our mindset isn't about me as an individual. It's us as a team. So whatever helps our team – become better or get better, we all for it. Nobody's really selfishly thinking about individual stats or somebody's coming back, I might not get too many reps. We're not really too focused on that. Our main focus is how do we get better as a team? How do we win games, and whatever that step is, like I said, there's no such thing as having too many playmakers out there on the field.
And just to follow up, don't you think, like, as well as you guys have played recently, that having McCaffrey back will make you that much better offensively?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, just another playmaker out there, all-pro guy. We know what he brings.
Hey, Curtis, when you are playing basically two positions, and maybe it's more depending on what you want to call the scheme, what does that take from you mentally in order to prepare for that when you're taking things out of the backfield and being split out as a wide receiver?
It's a lot. I feel like I'm a smart football player. I will call myself a smart football player, and the way you get more involved in the offense or add more value to the team is learning different spots. Being able to be anywhere on the field. Just in case emergencies happen, injuries, stuff like that. Just knowing multiple positions give me the flexibility to touch the ball in many different ways. Give defenses different looks. Maybe they ain't see me line up here. Maybe I line up here. Just scheme things around and just move me around. it definitely takes a lot. So I definitely got to study the book. But like I said, I feel like I'm a pretty smart guy, so it's not too much for me.
Let's go to Scott Fowler and then Sharon Thorsland.
Thanks, Preston. Curtis, I have two for you. I'll just ask this one quickly first, and that is, you've made a lot of big plays this season, and I wonder what has been your favorite play.
I don't know. That's tough. I mean, one of my favorite plays, I would say this, I'll be honest. I'm a guy that likes to see other players do good. I like to make plays for my teammates. I'm a teammate guy. It's not too much worried about myself. In Atlanta, when we played against them, running down the field and then making those blocks with DJ, allowing my brother to score, that was a great moment for me. I like to see other people smile. I like to see other people enjoying themselves. Being able to be out there and, be a part of that play when he scored, that was an amazing feeling for me.
Thank you. And the other part, if I can just follow up quickly, is just I know you're a team-oriented guy, but you have had more individual success, it seems like, this year than last. And I wonder what you would attribute that to.
I can't really pinpoint one thing. I just know each and every year I got to get better as a player. So if I'm doing exactly what I did last year, that's not good enough for me. So I have to, whatever the role may be, just to be an impact player on this team, receiving the ball, running the ball, blocking, whatever that case may be, is be a better player each and every year, each and every game, each and every week, so that's my mindset.
Hey, Curtis, I know you guys just played the Falcons a couple weeks ago. They've had the coaching change, obviously, since then. Have you seen a change in them defensively, or how are they looking from a defense standpoint to you right now?
We know they're going to come out with fire. It doesn't matter the team record. Nobody's going to go out there and just give up. We know they're going to come out, play hard, play tough. Coming off, last week, we're going to come out there, play hard, play tough. Thursday night game, we want to get a win. We're going to do whatever it takes.
All right, guys, we have time for three more. So let's go to JB Ricks and then Josh Klein and finish with Elena.
Thanks, Preston. Hey, what's up, Curtis? JB Ricks with Spectrum News 1. I haven't been able to ask you this question, but it's a question I've asked to other offensive players when it comes to this system that Matt Rhule has brought in. And you actually just kind of touched on it when you said that, you enjoy seeing other players make plays in this offense and, being able to make blocks for them and all that. Is that the key to this offense, that it just, there's no number one guy? It doesn't focus on one particular player, that any given game, anybody can be the big guy or whatever, and the love is going to be spread around. Have you ever been a part of an offense, that's been as dynamic as this one has this year?
I've been around a lot of great players, but I think it takes a lot, for some people to say, I'm not really worried about my stats this game. I'm not really worried about this game. For everybody just come together and understand, it may be you this game. It may be you this game. Sometimes you got to understand that every game possibly might not be your game. Sometimes it might be a game. But like I said, for us to win, we all got to come together as a whole. And like I said, understanding concepts, understanding why you're doing what you're doing. Maybe you're doing something to get somebody else open, but you can't be selfish and, not run as fast just because you're not getting the ball. You got to attack every play as if you're getting the ball, because you're opening up something for somebody else, So just being unselfish and just, making a play work however possible.
Thank you.
Hey, Curtis, how are you, man? Is there a different mindset to being successful on third down?
In order to score touchdowns in this league, you got to be able to convert on third down. So as long as we keep the drive going, that's how we're going to be able to put points up on the board and help our team win games.
Curtis, I have two quick questions for you. One, I was wondering, now on third down, it's kind of become almost automatic that Teddy's going to look, not on every play, but a lot of times that Teddy's going to look your way. Have you kind of got into the mindset that, like, these last couple games, he's going to be ready, especially on third down? I know you're ready on every play, but has that changed at all for you?
I mean, it is a little bit more sense of urgency on third down, there's a potential I might be getting the ball. I ain't about to say I'm getting the ball because I ain't about to throw no scout report and give teams any clues. But I'm pretty sure they look at stats and, whatever case may be. But third down, I'm looking to keep the drive going, keep the drive pushing. So whether it's second down, I make a play, somebody else make a play, third down, I make a play, somebody else make a play. It's all about keeping that drive going, whether it's me or I'm opening it up for somebody else, so it's all about keeping the drive going.
And then I was wondering, Matt, a couple weeks ago, I don't think we've got a chance to talk to you about this, so that you're one of the players he has the highest respect for because of your, you're out there blocking, and Joe's mentioned it as well. Is it nice to hear that the coaches are paying attention to the stuff you're doing beyond just catching passes and that sort of thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's great for, head coach and other coaches to acknowledge, everything that you're doing out there on the field besides just, catching the ball. But I'm an unselfish guy. My main thing is about winning games. How can I help this team win games? Whatever the case may be, whatever role I'm in, I'm gonna go out there and do it to the best of my ability.
All right, Curtis, we appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you. All right, bro.
hand button. Trey, can you hear us on your end?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you on my end. Let me see how I'm looking. Let me see. Bing, bang. Nah, this way. All right, let's get it.
All right, Scarlett, you want to start us off?
Sure. Hey, Trey, how's it going?
Doing well. How about yourself, boss?
Doing good. Just talked to Coach Rhule a couple minutes ago about how you guys have kind of adopted the 1% better phrase as something you guys go to. How important is it for everyone to buy in that, not only when you're winning, but when you're losing as well?
Yeah, it's very important. It's something that a lot of us have, lived by growing up, just getting 1% better. But I think in our terms of being a new team, again, I having an off season, all that stuff, like that 1% does kick in. And each week we're gaining, that 1% getting better, whether that's, in a loss, learning lessons in those losses to how we can play better, what we can do better. It really helps us, each and every week to, stay focused on the objective. So to get 1% better, again, we got to learn from our losses, but, taking the wins and everything and just going on, just improving each and every day, knowing that it doesn't need to be a huge improvement, but the little details will continue to drive us to be the team that we want to be.
Let's go to Jonathan Alexander and then Phil Orban.
Hey, what's up, Trey? Hope you're doing well, man.
You too, boss.
Sam Franklin is a guy who's had to step up. Young guys had to step up. How would you describe Sam first?
Yeah. Sam's is a fiery guy, very smart. One of the young guys who is great when it comes to notes. Doesn't mind staying late, watching film with you. Wants to know more, and he's one of those guys who he's sneaky athletic. And for me to be able to help him, it's my role. I've seen guys do it before, and it's my duty to help him make the game easier on him. So it just comes natural, and he's able to fly around like he does. So that's how I would explain Sam.
And what do you admire most about him?
That he's willing to listen. He's coachable. When you're that young, you got to be able to be coachable. You got to be able to listen. And whether that's in the meeting rooms, whether that's on the field, whether that's in the middle of plays, he's able to do that, and it helps his game for sure.
Hey, Trey, I would imagine preparation for the Falcons on a short week is normally more manageable just because of the familiarity there.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have some changes to their coaching staff, but how different can a team look with an interim head coach and some of the kind of personnel changes they made?
Yeah, I think for us, the biggest focus is on us. We got to make sure we do our jobs. And of course, when you're preparing for them, you look at the last few games that they've had with the interim coach and seeing what they like to do, whether that's on offense and defense. You're trying to make a game plan to where, again, what they've done before the interim coach and now after. You just try to put it together, and at the end of the day, just do your job. And when we're familiar with ourselves, going back to that 1% with coach, we get the job done. So I think, when it's a short week like this, you focus in on yourself more than you do your opponent.
Let's go to David Newton and then Kelly Bartik.
Hey, Trey, I want to know your best Julio Jones story. That could have turned out good or bad.
My best Julio Jones story. I guess my best would be my 84-yard return my rookie season. Cotton ball, shook Julio on the sideline, took it back for 6. That's probably my best Julio highlight. Now Julio has some great highlights for us as well. So you said you asked for my best though, so that's it.
I said it could be good or bad.
Hey, listen, you asked for a good or bad. I gave you my best.
He slowed down at all over the years?
Say it again.
Has he slowed down at all over the years?
No, not at all. The best wide receiver in the game. I say that with all due respect when it comes to this man. He's no matter what year it is, if it's a hurt toe, hurt ankle, hurt knee, it does not matter. This man is better than 90% of the receivers out there. He's nice. He's a great player, and we got to go out there and we got to do our jobs at the end of the day. And if we do our jobs, that's enough.
I remember that pick 6, Trey. That was good.
Hey,
good.
My girl. Hey, I appreciate that.
I'll pull that video up later today.
There we go.
Hey, I know it's just a lot of new guys. You've been here a while. You were here when it was a big rivalry, the Falcons and the Panthers. Now it seems like, I know the next game's the biggest game because it's the next game, that line, but are the NFC South rivalries dead?
I don't believe they are. I think you'll see them kick back up in these years coming. You know, we got these great quarterbacks that are lining it up. These defenses are getting along. You know, right now we're coming together as our defense on this team, and I think what Matt Rhule brings to the Carolina Panthers is teams that are gonna face us and want a piece of us. They want to see what we're about. And I think the rivalry in the NFC South will, recondition itself to getting back to where, the standards have been where, hopefully we hold the crown down for a while.
Go to Miles Simmons and then Mike Solarte.
Hey, Trey, I know you guys want to do better on first and second down to improve on third down, but when it comes to those, third and mediums that you guys seem to struggle with, are there just things that you have to be just that much better on in order to make sure that you at least give yourself a better shot at stopping them?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's us just little mistakes, drops and zones, us just not doing one assignment. And it might be a guy's one time that he might be out his gap. It might be one time where he's off his leverage for the whole game. It'll be that third down, that important down. So it's not huge things that we need to fix. They're small things that can add up during the game, and we see how they add up for us. And we got to find a way to fix that. And that goes back to guys just doing the 111. If we do our 111, again, it gets the job done. We got to make sure that we do our job so it helps other guys do their job. And, for us on third down, that we have to make an emphasis on it, and then we have been making an emphasis on it for, this week. So we hope to go out there and change that.
Hey, Trey, good to see you again.
Nice, Mike.
The career window being what it is for players
in
the NFL, it's not long. It's not something you do for 50 years. In a season like this where Coach Rhule is happy that you guys have had what he called the last shot, having the ball late either to tie or win games, and to come up, whether you come up short or you get it done, is that adding exhilaration to a season, or is that one of those, man, I wish we just didn't have to have that situation so we could, progress and start stacking wins and that sort of thing? It just seems like it's a tough position for a veteran.
Yeah. I think when you've bought into a plan, of course, we want to win. We want to win every game, but we have to see how, we grow as well. You got to see a team when you have losses like that. You look back on losses like that and you show a team how close they are to being great. How close they are for these little details that are adding up that we got to get better at, but we're still in it at the end of the game. We're still fourth quarter able to come back and win. We're still 3 drives in the fourth quarter with us having the ball in our hands, in position to win. So, when you think about that as a veteran, it allows your team not to get low on themselves. We could have been low on ourselves when we were 1-3 or I forgot what we were at the time, but it allows the team to realize like, hey, we're not that bad team. We're a good team right now, and we got to continue to play like a good team, but we got to continue to do our job. And that's the biggest thing we've learned when it comes to this coaching staff and our playbooks and our job as a family and a team, man. Like, of course you want to do more, but when we do our job, I think that's when we solidify who we are. And it's done a good job for us veterans and the young guys to realize that we can be a good team. We can be a good team fast. And I know the fans realize that too, a little bit too. So I know it's helping them a little bit.
All right, guys, we have time for one more. Sharon, did you have a question?
No, I'm good. He already answered it.
Hey, look at
right.
the double answer.
Can you still do a backflip?
Nah, I ain't doing no backflips, man.
I've got one.
Go for it, Joe.
What you got?
Hey, you were on here a couple of weeks ago. I think I asked you about COVID, and you said, the key was going to be, as this thing went along, your young players being smart. I wonder, with the organization cutting Josh Hawkins this week, do you think that was kind of a message being sent after the video surfaced of him without the mask?
Yeah, I have no idea about it. Honestly, I haven't seen the video, so I heard what kind of happened, him at a restaurant or something with his girlfriend. But If that's so, I mean, like I've said, man, it comes down to guys having to be extra cautious, man. All it takes is somebody taking a picture of you, a video of you with your mask off one time, and you know, you just never know what road that leads down if that is the reason. But it's tough, man. It's tough because you got guys who we're all depending on each other. We really are. Me and my wife, we haven't been able to go out to eat in a long time, and that's a lot of our wives and a lot of our families, whether you're tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. There's the chefs that aren't able to go out with their families, you know. But we got to take care of each other as one big family to get the job done at the end of the day. And that's, you know, that's what we're willing to do because we're all family. Protect each other.
Thank you.
All right, boss.
All right, Trey, we appreciate you stopping by.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
All right, media, that's going to do it for player availability today. Thank you.